We knew the old saying that laughter is the best medicine, and Palestinian-American comedian Mo Amer is turning his sometimes painful refugee experience into laughter, stand-up routines, and now a highly successful freshman series on Netflix. The first season is a love letter to his diverse upbringing, hometown of Houston, and family, who all took this journey to citizenship right by his side. Our Trevor Ault sat down with Mo for a personal conversation on work, life, and everything in between.
I've never been to Palestine. I don't have citizenship there. I don't have citizenship here. I'm like a refugee-free agent.
Would you like to try some chocolate hummus?
You say chocolate hummus? You just insulted my grandmother.
The autobiographical, semi-autobiographical show, Mo. This is a story you wanted to tell for quite some time.
Yeah, it's it's a refugee story coming to America. I've never seen it with a comedic spin. It's about a story about belonging, a fish out of water story, someone who works under the table to have to provide for their family. Although it's a refugee story, it's a asylee story, it's an immigrant story, it's a universal one. Anybody that struggles, that tries to take care of their family, is hustling day and night, trying to make it happen for them, and then along the way losing themselves, also, and not dealing with whatever really pains them spiritually.
Yeah. So you're Palestinian descent.
Correct.
Your family fled Kuwait when you were 9.
Correct.
Landed in Houston.
Yep.
You have that Netflix special, Muhammad in Texas.
Correct. Once you speak another language, you realize that the English language is just like a newborn,
You said finding the humor in immigration is very easy.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound like a barrel of laughs, but it seems like you found it. Was it natural to you?
Yeah, I think it was like an immediate defense mechanism to make fun of a ridiculous situation. And it's also like a therapeutic thing where it's painful, so you have to find the comedy in it. Like, when we were writing the show, I was like, man, we really gotta make sure we spread this out. It's probably the hardest thing to do.
I mean, you're an American citizen now,
yeah.
Right?
Oh,
How long did that process take?
It took me 20 years.
20 years.
Yeah. It's very easy to get lost in that because there's a thing that happens when you come to the States and you speak English the way I do. People are like, well, how are you not a citizen? You don't have an accent. Like, well, what did you expect? Well, I do have an accent. It's an American accent.
Right.
We just started off with a little snake venom in there. So why aren't you an American? It's a tough thing to juggle.
Let's talk about Houston. I really love Houston. I believe most diverse major city in America.
That's correct.
You grew up there. You shot this there, too,
absolutely.
Right? Was there ever a discussion about shooting it somewhere else?
Never. Houston, I'm very proud of it. It's a city that embraced me, that raised me. I absolutely love it. And I think that it's a travesty that never been a TV show filmed there. I always found it to be really odd that Houston has never been portrayed on television like this before.
And Houston is still home for you?
Absolutely.
Did I believe I just read that there was a terrible fire at an apartment complex and you took everybody on a shopping spree. It's
important, man. You can't film something out of A-Leaf and you see something like that. I mean, I don't know how much I can do, but the things that you can contribute to, I think is really important.
Sure.
I'm a big, big believer of helping out your community, and these small little acts will create something big over time. And to try to fix something that's really far away from you is good also, but I think you need to start at home first and build out from there.
You've been talking about your life in your stand-up for years. That's one thing, but like depicting your family in a show is another thing. I'm sure that there were a lot of conversations like with your mother, with your brother, about how to go about that.
Well, I had deep discussions with my mother, and just having these talks about the show, which was my TV mom, and my brother named Samir. And Samir is such a special character.
You got enough room in your car for 30 pounds of halal chicken?
The fact that he's on the spectrum. The TV Samir took a lot from my brother, but also he made it his own in such a special and unique way. And it's really beautiful what he did with it. I couldn't be more proud of him and what he's done with it. So she really loves your hair.
Thank you.
She wants you to take your shoes off, but she wishes you weren't Polish.
A lot of it was on Omar, and he did such an exceptional job with it, and he did the research, he did the time. He's actually on the spectrum himself, So it was one of those situations that worked well for him in that way, and I wanted him to take the lead on that. Wow. In a moment, I was like, whoa, this is really wild how it's all working out, and it's a beautiful thing how authentic it is, how grounded it is, and that's how people connect to it, right? Like it's creating something that's true.
You keep thinking that you have to do all this stuff alone, and you don't. You got us, and you got your family.
Were you trying to make something that you wish you could have watched when you were a teenager?
It's been, when I first started stand-up in the mid-90s as like a 14-year-old, I realized very quickly there wasn't anything on television that showed us in a positive light, or even like, forget about even positive, like show something where you can connect to. It was so interesting, like it doesn't exist. Making the show was really, really important to have a Palestinian family that everyone can relate to. This is really a universal story of struggle, of being spiritually torn, trying to figure out your way, and making a lot of mistakes while you do it, and hopefully learning from them.
It's really kind of an incredible feat of writing that you can balance that with like hummus jokes.
Yeah.
That are all funny. Like the comedy is great too.
Hummus.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm from Ohio. I'm Midwestern. Hummus?
No, that's not cha. Cha is another letter.
Okay, so
you know what? The interview's over.
Yeah, I knew this was gonna happen.
No, it's hummus.
Okay.
Ha. I say, hey, I'd rather just say hummus at this point.
Hummus?
Yeah, that's better.
That's perfect.
It's easy. Say it as you like.
That's fair enough. It's been great talking to you. The critical reception, I'm sure it's got to be pleasing to see how people are responding. Yeah. Mo, great to meet you.
No, pleasure's mine. Thank you, Trevor.
Thanks for being here.
So what was it there? Hummus? Our thanks to Trevor for that. You can stream the entire first season of Mo right now on Netflix.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.